Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with another little game from that clan war between DarkOnyx and Samurai Faith. Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of Shakuras Plateau for his team DarkOnyx, the currently 1-0 Radar as the Red Terran. And up here in the top right-hand corner as his opponent from Team Samurai Faith is SF Noisy Ninja. I'm guessing the SF stands for Samurai Faith, however he might have also misspelled shh. He's supposed to be noisy. Maybe he's not a silent ninja. Maybe he's not like a shh silent ninja. Maybe he's more of a like noisy ninja, you know? Likes to make a lot of noise. I've been up for quite a few hours in a row, if you guys haven't been able to tell so far. Anyway, in our fancy score counter, that's right, going high tech here on the Boisterous commentaries. High tech. We do see that Radar has a 1-on-1 game against his opponents over there on SF. You know, he's representing his team. He's leading them to victory because, of course, he is the team leader for DarkOnyx. And surprisingly enough, even though he played a platinum player potato-less last game, he's actually up 1-0. I mean, he's only a gold player. He's that's dirty. I'm not sure. I might need to like break out all of my editing tools and just like put fuzzy things over that over the wording. It's very dirty. Don't say that word, kids. It's not nice. Somebody will be offended. Probably one viewer I have, and I'll probably lose a subscriber. And I need all of those subscribers. So if you're not yet subscribed, go subscribe over at youtube.com/boisteroussc2. Getting the plug. All right. Anyway, we do see that that SF Noisy Ninja is. You know, they're both actually just working away. His build seems a bit more together than Radar's. Radar's is you know he's a couple seconds off in almost everything. You see him getting his orbital command a lot later than his opponent. He's actually opting for an entire another SCV, which honestly, once you've started it, I think it's it's kind of even. But honestly, you just don't want to start it. You just want to hold off for those extra couple seconds, get those mules down faster, get your income up faster, get more SCVs later in the game, get an extra command center, do all that fancy stuff. And are both players opening up the exact same way? Are we going to see both players open Reaper? I think we are, and that is fancy. We do not see that a lot. Now again, SF Noisy Ninja's Reaper is going to be like 4 seconds faster. However, honestly, not a big importance. Not hugely a game changer. Especially if he sends that Reaper across the map, because honestly, a Reaper, if it loses that first shot advantage, can lose a fight pretty easily. We see both Reapers popping out. We are going to see the duel of the epic jetpack guys coming on. This Reaper is jumping down the cliff. Is his opponent? No, his opponent is abstaining. He knows that Reaper's on the way. He knows he just needs to chill here. He's going to get the first couple of shots off. It's getting kind of awkward. Radar's sitting here. Oh, SF Noisy Ninja trying to draw it out. He's trying to figure it out. He should have seen that Reaper pop out. But we actually have Radar going for... Oh, they're both going for fast expands. Interesting. It looks like this Reaper is just cleaning it up a little bit. He's getting everything done. He's getting it done. He's getting it down. This Reaper's poking in. It's actually going to snipe off one of its own kind. I hope they weren't friends. I mean, that would have been nasty. If, like, imagine if you're part of this Terran militia coalition. Alright? And you're friends, and you're fighting both sides of the war. Because honestly, you're greedy. That's what you would do. You're humans. That's kind of how it rolls. So anyway, your like friend gets drafted into the other army, and you're fighting on a landmass that appears to have no real value. I mean, it has these kind of like blue mineral things that for some reason you can turn into soldiers, and this green gooey stuff that for some reason you can turn into vehicles. But that's really it. That's all that's on this planet. And you guys are like fighting over it to the death. You're prepared to murder each other. This Reaper is missing like 4 legs right now. He only has 2 to start with. I don't even know how he lost the extra 2. It's kind of insane. I mean, now these Reapers are just murdering all their buddies that went into the construction business out of Terran Academy, which, just by the way, guys, never do. They have the crappiest job. All they do They like wear ruts into the ground from just running back and forth. But we do see the Reaper harass actually on both sides kind of failing. Honestly, these Reapers have killed 2 workers for each side. Now, of course, Noisy Ninja has committed a lot more to these Reapers, which puts him actually slightly more behind because Reapers are more expensive than your average Marine units. They actually cost 50 gas, which is quite an investment in this early game. And we've seen him lose, I think he's lost 3 Reapers so far? I think he would have lost 2 SCVs and 3 Reapers, which makes sense to me. So I'm just going to say that's what happened. He might have lost a Marine in there, he might have only lost 2 Reapers, but I do believe I saw him lose 3. Which honestly, it's not the best situation. That's 150 gas down the toilet. That honestly, killing 2 SCVs for 150 gas, not worth it. Especially if your opponent did the exact same amount of damage for only 50 gas. Which I do believe he did. He just, you know, plugged a hole with Marines, which you can tell from the resources. Yeah, that makes sense to me too. So I'm definitely right on both accounts. I'm calling it right here. Anyway, we do see the 2 Reapers from SF Noisy Ninja popping around. He's hopping, he's locking. He's not yet dropped it to the floor. What is Reapers gonna do? They're raising the roof. And here they come in, they're going to be going for a couple more SCV kills. And you know, now this Reaper harass is kind of worth it. Especially after sniping that mule. That mule had actually like only lived out half its life. Now these Reapers, one of them gets out, the other one running for his life. His best friend probably just died, that's why they got drafted to the same squad. They like went in there, and this Reaper, like, he didn't even have time to grieve. It was like, it's like in those Vietnam movies where the commander dies on like the last freaking scene when they're all on a beach. And they're like about to get picked up, and he's like, "Oh, all the bullets, I sacrificed myself so you could get out." And then you just need to like sprint onto the helicopter. There's no time to mourn. It's just such a sudden tear in your reality. I'm making a lot of analogies this game, and I don't quite know why. Anyway, we do have the Hellions from SF Noisy Ninja still controlling the map. He's actually doing a lot of worker damage now. He's up to 7 workers killed, and if you look, that's heavily reflected. There's he has a 14 worker lead against his opponent, and if you look at his income, it's quite significantly advantageous over his challengers. Radar is actually, you know, he's sliding back into a fast 2nd place in this game. And honestly, that's really not where you want to be in a TVT. And we see SF Noisy Ninja just dropping the mules, getting this expansion up and mining quite efficiently. Neither of them are storing energy anywhere, so neither of them really suck at macro, which is quite good. We even see stuff like Radar not actually getting supply blocked. He's kind of close, but I think he's still okay. I think he's okay. But you know, it's kind of the edge. I'm not sure if he could have been producing units there. Actually, no, his money's really low. He's actually macroing really well, despite the fact that he has no workers. But you know, life goes on, and he just keeps making them supply depots. We do see SF Noisy Ninja already going for that 3rd base, and this is actually kind of a greedy 3rd base because this is an awkward position to defend. There's a lot of paths that, well, I mean, I guess, you know, this is just a really good drop area where you can swing in and just absolutely destroy this 3rd with no question. However, he controls the middle of the map. He understands that there is no way Radar is getting through here. He has both his Unlanga towers, and he has 2 tanks situationed. And honestly, in this position of the game, scan. It's a fancy little scan. At this position of the game, and we do have Radar going for the double drop, so you know, this double drop is getting a bit dangerous. It's really going to depend. I wish this missile turret was kind of a bit more north, because this still leaves a giant drop area where this missile turret will neither see nor hear these drops incoming. And where did those medevacs go? All right, they're just unloading. They saw the missile turrets prepared. Man, I need to go take a nap or something before doing the rest of these games. Probably not going to. I won't lie to you guys. But anyway, he's going to be moving into the middle of this map, and there are the first siege tank volleys. Oh my God! So many blue flame aliens. I bet. It's been so long since I've seen blue flame hellions used like this, and oh, the roasty toastiness of all of these Terran units, and oh, there goes the last Marine. That was a lot of burning Marine corpses, and as a Zerg player, I found it delicious. Almost as delicious as you know, Marine corpses slowly cooked over the spawning pool acids as they just bubble up, and you know, the little acid bubbles pop and just cover the flesh a little bit so that it just gets a nice level of tenderness. Yeah, that's how you really cook a Marine. Yeah. Anyway, we have SF Noising Ninja. He didn't have enough tanks last time. That's always the easy solution for Terran. More tanks. I think, is there any situation as Terran that you can't solve with more tanks? I don't think there is. More tanks seems to solve everything. Even if it's like air units, who the fuck cares? More tanks. Because I consider Thor kind of a tank. But even if you don't even really need the Thor. Just more siege tanks. Just kill your opponent faster. His mules won't be able to kill you fast enough. And he actually has quite the production factory back here. He's going up to 6 racks. He has 3 bases. If we look at the income tab, he is heavily favored over his opponent. Look at the gas. Wow. Radar is on 1 gas currently. He is mining off of 1 gas. Alright, I guess it's 2 gas if you combine all of the workers from all of the other gases. Now he's finally going up to 4 gases. He's finally preparing to kind of go for some level of mech. However, honestly, SF Noisy Ninja is like writing the handbook on mech currently. He has his Hellions, his little Outriders, prodding and probing the base. He knows that his opponent's going for a large ball of Marines, and he knows how effective Blue Flame Hellions are against Marines. We do see the swing around by these Blue Flame Hellions. They are going to find that orbital command that is quite key, and he just dropped 3 mules. So he's going to get 3 mules fresh off of Hyperion, wherever the hell they come from. I'm guessing it's the Hyperion. But it could really just be any battlecruiser in orbit, I guess. Anyway, these Marines are kind of like lining up of their own accord. They're going to get roasty toasty pretty nicely. I mean, that was quite a few Marine corpses broiled on the ground. And honestly, these Marines cannot engage into the siege tank force. Like, one volley from these 3 siege tanks would absolutely wipe the Marines out. They wouldn't even stand a chance, to be quite perfectly honest. It would be kind of depressing. I mean, at least Zerg kills them elegantly and up close with their little, like, hug banelings and their little, like, give me hugs ultralisks. And, you know, the Marines just haven't learned to start giving things hugs. It's all the Zergs want. We all want hugs. Anyway, we're going to be swashing this just tiny fragment of a Marine force get absolutely torn apart by beautiful positioning. Because honestly, if you look at the siege lines, there's absolutely no way to get past this middle of the map at this point unless you just drop. And dropping is not a good point because there's missile turrets everywhere. SF Noisy Ninja is playing this TVT very well. He's going mech, and he's doing what you should do with mech, and that is split the map. Just split the map and then just slowly encroach upon your opponent. And he can't do anything about it if you do it right and you do it with enough tanks like what SF Noisy Ninja is doing right now. If we look at his units, he has 18 tanks. 18! That's ridiculous. 5 of them just sieged up on his opponent's side of the map. They don't even care, alright? Literally, these tanks, they don't even care. He still has that Reaper that, you know, is sitting in the barracks quite depressed about how his friends Bill and Ray were all shot to death by each other and by himself and by the Marines on the other side. You know, he's mourning his losses quite a bit. And we see these Hellion harasses getting, you know, less and less effective with each and every pass. But honestly, they're still just as effective. They're just less Hellions. If there was like 16 Hellions, this Marine ball would be gone. And honestly, look at this tank movement. There's so many tanks. And now they're the tanks are like shoving themselves down your throat. And trust me, you don't want to eat those things. Those things are huge. You don't want that thing shoved down your throat. It's massive. It's not even fun. And if you look at the siege tank, its ring is, you know, it's getting close to the front of the Terran base. It's getting a little bit sketchy. And honestly, these back tanks could probably just thrug their way on up. They wouldn't even care. And, you know, Radar is just in awful position right now. If you look at the army, 30 tanks. There's more tanks than there are Marines. These tanks aren't even sieging. They don't even care. They're just like A-moving. They're like No, they're like regular moving into Marines and winning. That doesn't even make sense. They're not even really shooting. They're just winning the fight. And honestly, I don't see any way for Radar to get out of this. You know, I've seen deficits. I've seen people come back from deficits. Just never deficits like this. Oh, so many mules! He like pulled mules for that. Look at that. That's a lot of mules. So anyway, it looks like I'm going to have to update my overlay. Oh yeah, I can do that now. But I'm going to need to update that to reflect the 1 win Samurai Faith currently has, thanks to Noisy Ninja here, the beautiful Terran Mecher. And anyway, guys, if you want to check out any other games I've commentated or subscribe, you can head over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. Additionally, if you want your games commentated, you can send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com, and I will be sure to commentate them at some point. Definitely, definitely. Anyway, this is Boisterous, signing out.